Shane McMahon. My god, what a story it has been over the past week. I mean, he was all over the rumor mill post Royal Rumble and still is. The reports just came flying through every single day. It just drove me crazy. And for those who are reading these reports, like me, I am confused. Let's look at these reports. The first one is Shane McMahon has major hit producing the Royal Rumble match. Now, this is the first report and everybody thought that Shane McMahon produced the entire Royal Rumble match and hence it was a disaster. The match was not good at all. Let's be honest here. Yes, Brock won, which was expected after Roman Reigns attacked him during the WWE title match. So for me, it was not a surprise. There were surprise entrants in this year's Royal Rumble, but there were very few. The report number 2 was something really interesting for me. WWE stars upset with Shane McMahon Rumble spot. Now, Shane McMahon took a prominent spot in the Rumble. I mean, he was number 28 and he got a pretty good reaction from the crowd. Although the crowd was happy, the wrestlers were not happy because he took a very prominent spot. I mean, from 25 to number 30, that spot holds some value and it seems fair from a wrestler standpoint. And report number 3 just drove me absolutely crazy. I mean, I was questioning myself, why am I doing videos on pro wrestling? Shane McMahon did not produce the Royal Rumble match. Now, when the final producers sheet came, Shane McMahon's name was not mentioned there. So apparently he was just pushing for stuff to happen and got a negative reaction backstage. Now, after this disaster, here came report number 4. Shane McMahon having a match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. Seth Rollins came out of Royal Rumble as the biggest babyface in WWE. Clearly, I mean, you have to see that match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. It was a storytelling masterpiece. And after the Royal Rumble match disaster, Shane McMahon was looking to be involved in a storyline with Seth Rollins at Elimination Chamber and possibly WrestleMania. And because of this, Shane McMahon wanted Seth Rollins to be in the Royal Rumble match. But obviously, Vince McMahon had different plans and I was really happy that this plan didn't go through as it was described in this next report. Plans for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 38 have been dropped. So obviously, after getting this huge backlash, Shane McMahon's Mania plans have been dropped. And I'm really happy to hear this, that Shane McMahon will not be facing Seth Rollins because that will be just one filler match taking up the card without making any storyline sense. Maybe they would have built it at Royal Rumble, but that wouldn't have made sense because Roman Reigns gave Seth Rollins the bidding of his life. Shane McMahon pushed for Seth Rollins to be in the Royal Rumble, but Vince McMahon decided against it. And Vince McMahon made a sensible choice because after Seth Rollins getting beat down by Roman Reigns, it doesn't make sense for Seth Rollins to enter the Royal Rumble in good shape. And the final nail in the coffin, Shane McMahon reportedly let go by WWE. So after being criticized for producing a disastrous Royal Rumble, fans were calling it the right move to let Shane McMahon go. And this is when people still didn't know that Shane McMahon was not the producer of Royal Rumble. He was clearly giving inputs and those inputs were not being accepted by Vince McMahon. But here is where Shane McMahon became a hero. Shane McMahon exits WWE after being upset at his Royal Rumble role. So because Vince didn't accept Shane McMahon's inputs, Shane McMahon quit WWE and suddenly he has become a hero because he quit WWE. Vince did not fire Shane. Shane left WWE on his own terms. And why people hailed him as a hero? Because Shane McMahon stood up to Vince and left WWE amidst all chaos. And this doesn't end here. Another report came in today claiming that Shane McMahon was going to enter the Royal Rumble at number 1 spot. That would have been seriously interesting. And another report came in, Shane McMahon's and Randy Orton's entrance were reversed. It was only after Shane McMahon's entrance music hit, he had to come out. There was no choice for him. Shane McMahon reports just drove me crazy. I mean, he is gone from WWE now, so I guess he won't return anytime soon, at least backstage. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view, or should I say premium live event now, was not up to the mark, and WWE themselves admit that, and next year is going to be big for them. But this year it was a mess. Bearing the Roman Reigns vs Seth Rollins match, the show was a complete dull.